email newsletters. I love it. It is my most reliable way to get information out to you guys. YouTube, not reliable at all. They don't send out notifications anymore for most anything. They're just very frustrating. Facebook, if I post something on Facebook, out of 33,000 people following me, they might show that post to 100 out of 33 freaking thousand. Like, Facebook is useless for our businesses at this point. The only thing that I think Facebook is useful for, and I do this sometimes, are groups. So like I'm in some saltwater groups, and if I had a print or a painting available, they have vendor, one has vendor Monday, one has vendor Friday, I'm allowed to post on that day. That is the only thing that is even remotely useful to Facebook to me at this point. Instagram, same thing. I'll post that I have a live stream coming up, and my mom will comment, she's like, I just got the notification about that live stream the next day after the live stream was over. My mom follows like 5 of us, maybe 10 people on Instagram. The fact that she's not seeing every single thing her family members, the 10 of us she follows, I think it's less, are posting, that tells you a whole lot about Instagram. It tells you a whole lot about how your reach is just hobbled so badly. All of the platforms are like this. And I'm not saying don't use social media, I'm saying don't depend on them. The best thing you can do is build up your own email newsletter. That way, let's say you have something happen where they ban you randomly and then you have no way to contact people. It happened to me on Facebook and I didn't even violate any rules. You might be thinking, oh, what did you post? Nothing. I posted, it was a live stream I did of a red-eyed tree frog. Apparently that violated something. Maybe it didn't. It was a mistake. I got it back, but not everyone gets their account back. You need something outside of these social media platforms. So your website, having an email newsletter there and having your own website is your best bet. These are things you can own that you can control. Aweber is one of the better ones. I really like them. Some of the newsletter services you can sign up for, when you're starting off, you're probably not going to have a huge following of people. So Aweber may still have a free option if you don't have that many people to begin with. And then once you hit a certain point of people who subscribe to your newsletter, you pay more. So the other thing, huge tip, when you are building up a newsletter, do not try to get everyone under the sun to sign up. You only want the people who are actually interested in the content that you are sharing, whether it be things that you have available for sale, videos, whatever it is that you want them to see, only want people interested. Why do I bring that up? It gets expensive. For every however many more, I pay $50 a month, just so you know, for my email newsletter. I forget how many people are on it, like 6,000, 7,000, something like that. And I pay $50 a month on top of $250 a year. I don't know what it is. So it's not cheap at all. Emails list, there are services where you can get all these people's email. No, you're just going to go straight to spam in those cases and you're paying for nothing. I only want people on my email list that want to be there. So like I occasionally go through my email maybe once a year. And if somebody in the last year has not opened one of my emails, I remove them from my email list. I'm paying for them for that and they're not interested. Don't be upset when your family member doesn't want to sign up for your email newsletter or someone who's not going to be interested in buying things. So that is a very important thing. Don't be desperate to have everyone under the sun. You really only want those core people that are super interested, because it gets very expensive if you are hosting a list that is really large of people who don't care. To build it, to get people on that list, what I'll do is offer something. So you sign up, you get a free 2 or 3 hour lesson. I think it's a 2-hour lesson. It gets people to click that button, sign up. But again, I have to watch, because sometimes people will sign up to get that free gift, but they don't actually open the newsletter. So then I go through and remove them before I have to start paying large amounts of money. So these are just some tips with having a newsletter, but it is definitely worth doing because it is something in your control. Social media is not. Social media, if I depended on them to let you know that I have a live stream going, you're just not going to know about them. So that newsletter is just priceless for me. Well, not priceless. I pay $50 a month. You won't be paying that much. Don't hear that and go, oh, that's not for me. Then I'm not going to, that's too much money. It is, but you're not going to start with that many. You may have 50 people on your newsletter and it is worth having. So definitely get one. Do some research. There were a few, like there was MailChimp. There were a few different options. Read some reviews. I don't know currently who's good, who's not. I know I'm very happy with Aweber. I'm really happy too. They have a way that I can automate certain things. So I just copy the last week's email and I change the URL for the live stream, of course, but it automatically on mine, it uses the RSS feed from my blog and it automatically puts my last blog post. I used to have to manually put that in. I don't have to do that anymore. It is automated to such an extent that where I used to spend maybe 2-3 hours writing an email newsletter every week, now I just have to spend the time to come up with and write like something that's motivational or some like an art tip. I always have something on there that's like extra that you just for free get a quick art tip, some kind of quick motivation. That's like the first thing you see on my newsletter when you get that. I have to write that up, but most of the rest of it, I have to change a couple links. It is so quick and so easy for me to send that out once a week. And then I also send out 5 minutes before the live stream goes up, because obviously social media is not going to let you know. YouTube is not even going to let you know. I'm going to let you know. And the good thing with that, with mine, I find that I have about a 46% open rate, 40 to 46%, which is insanely good for an email newsletter. Having art tips, having things that help the viewer. You're not just trying to sell on an email newsletter. If you are just, here's what's for sale this week, people usually aren't going to open it. Having something within that newsletter, like what do you put in an email newsletter? Obviously, you want to have whatever paintings you finish that week, whatever if you have a sale going, no, I don't say sale, like you don't have to have an art sale, but whatever paintings, if you have something new that is available for purchase, but also have something that they want to open anyway, like that quick. For me, I do a quick art tip which makes sense because I teach, so it may not fit you if you're not teaching. If you're just selling, that may be a little bit different. You'll have to rework that, maybe tell them an interesting story. This week, this is what happened. And if you can write in a way, if you're good at writing, in a way that tells a story that they may be interested, like, wow, your chicken got into your studio. How did that happen? Are there photos? I mean, these are the things that you can share. You can get a story that people are like, oh my gosh, what happened today with the chicken? Or if you have stories about your dog, you can kind of turn things into a story, but make sure they're related to the art, into how you create it. If you can turn a story, that may, even if you're just selling in your newsletter, if you include that, that may increase your open rate. But in my case, I do some sort of a motivational, some kind of an art tip, something that encourages artists. And that has really, really helped me get those good open rates that are so much more successful than anything I can get from social media reach.